Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So if you're checking this out on Sunday as I record and upload it, then you would have noticed, especially from the lack of any mention of it on social media, that there was no Sunday live stream this week. That's basically by intention because we're taking kind of this weekend off. Now, with that said, we're not going to be away. We're not going to be away very long because I'm going to use this video to tell you about a couple of things that are upcoming on the channel, including a couple of live streams that are going to be coming up. The first of which will be tomorrow, so it'll be on Monday evening. So I'm going to share this with you, and I'm going to share with you a little bit of a screen share. I'll show you a couple of the upcoming things and let you know what to expect coming up on the channel in short order. Okay, so here is a little bit of a screen share happening, and the first of these live streams is going to be coming up on Monday, so November the 30th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. 6 p.m. Pacific time, I'm going to be hanging out with Matt from the Essential Credentials. He's going to be coming back on the channel. And those of you who remember when I started doing the live streams back in August, Matt was the first guest that I had. So he's going to be coming back on the channel to chat a little bit about hobby. Specifically, we'll be talking a little bit about what's been going on since the last time we chatted on the stream. Also, he's working on some new projects. He's got an interview, kind of an interview series on his channel that he's been working on that has had that I've got a chance to watch 2 of the episodes from, and they've been quite good. And as well as some other projects he's working on, including, I believe, a new channel, but he'll give us a little bit more detail on that. We're also going to be chatting about his journey, starting to collect young guns. So he's still gotten into those for sure. So that'll be kind of an interesting thing. And of course, we'll be talking about the hobby in general. And as usual, questions and comments are open. So anybody who is there in the chat, we can talk about anything related to the hobby that we want to chat about. And I'm more than open to that. So I'm happy to have Matt back on the channel so we can have a little bit of a collector's chat. That's basically the kind of way that I like to approach that. One more thing I'll mention here, and this applies to the next stream that I'm going to be mentioning here. If you have any questions ahead of time for either Matt or myself or my next guest that I'm going to introduce in a second for the second live stream, feel free to put those in the comments, because if you put them in the comments, I'll be able to aggregate them. But do make sure you mention, like, who is this question for? It could be for myself, it could be for Matt, or it could be for my next guest. And since I've got the tab open here, I'm going to switch over to that right now. So the other live stream that I'm going to announce here today is that on this upcoming Friday, so December the 4th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Time, so a little bit later, very similar to the way we did it previously, I'm going to have Karvin Cheung back on the channel. So those of you who remember, I had a little short live stream with Karvin. You can get through it in one sitting. It was just shy of 5.5 hours. So Karvin is a veteran of the hobby, but also specifically, he previously worked with Upper Deck. He worked with Panini. He worked with Grosvenor Distribution. He currently works with GTS Distribution. So he is familiar with almost every aspect of being a hobbyist, all the way through to working for the manufacturer, all the way through to working with distribution. So he's got a wealth of information and knowledge to be able to share with us. I kind of want to take advantage of that and leverage it. I have some questions ready for him ahead of time. But in the same vein, if you have questions for Karvin, you can certainly leave those in the comments here ahead of time, because it'll be easier for me to aggregate those and get the questions in front of Karvin so that he can give us a little bit of his insight. I had a lengthy conversation with Karvin the other day, kind of laying in some of the possibilities that I was thinking about for this live stream, and he's been generous enough to give us some more of his time. So in that vein, I would like to take advantage of it, and I'll have questions ready to go. But if any of you have any questions you'd like to ask Karvin from the manufacturer's perspective, from the distributor's perspective, or even as a long-term hobbyist, any of his opinions on basically anything related to the hobby, this is a great opportunity. So feel free to throw those comments any questions or comments underneath in the comments section here, because again, it's an opportunity. And if you do join us on the live stream, you're more than welcome. Questions and comments will be open there as well. And I will put a reminder to both those things in Instagram ahead of time, and you can see my Instagram underneath my name. So those are the 2 live streams that I've got coming up, just to give you a heads up so that you know with some time. Now, with all that said, then getting back to the channel itself, I'm still going to be doing my videos like normal. The pickup videos are going to be coming still. I do expect that to slow down a little bit, although I have still bought some items that are outstanding. There's a shipment coming from Ship My Cards. So the pickup videos will still be happening, obviously, because I am going to be having a conversation with Karvin on Friday. Any pickup video I do will be recorded ahead of time, and it will probably come out on the Saturday. So probably that'll be December the 5th, just to let you know ahead of time. The other thing is that I'm probably going to be recording a video either tonight or tomorrow prior to one of the live streams, and I'm going to be putting that probably on the channel around midweek. So you're going to be getting some videos coming up on the channel. They're kind of staggered out so that they're spaced out a little bit as we get into December and as we start going in. And as we go along, by the way, if you have any topics or any thoughts that are kind of burning a hole in your mind that you really want to discuss a little bit, or that you'd like me to do a little bit of a deeper dive on, I've received a couple of suggestions that I've taken down that I'm going to be looking into doing a possibility of. So I'm open to that. if you have any questions or any comments that you would like to have a deeper dive done for. The feedback is good because while I'm more than happy to do some explorations in certain things that interest me, right now I feel like a lot of the things in the hobby, I feel like have been addressed at least a couple of times. So I'm more than willing to revisit some of these conversations, but if it's something that I've already done a little bit, maybe if there's a different angle on it, or maybe something that's missing that you think hasn't been covered in full, then I'm happy to revisit it from that perspective. Otherwise, I'm content to let some of those videos stand for themselves, depending on what the topic is, of course. So anyway, that's it. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update of what's coming up on the channel, what I've got planned. So like I said, live stream number 1 coming up on Monday evening. That's going to be with Matt from the Essential Credentials. That's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. The second one is going to be on Friday, December the 4th. That's going to be with Karvin Cheung, and that's going to be 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 6:30 p.m. Pacific, and those are going to be the 2 live streams coming up on the channel, in addition to normal videos that I've got planned. Any pickup video that I do this upcoming week will be on the Saturday, so there'll be plenty of videos coming up on the channel if there's anything. Last point I made, like I said earlier, if you got any questions for any of my guests, questions for myself, or any suggestions for future topics you want me to cover, you can put that in the comments section there, because I do read all the comments and it allows me to kind of understand where your heads are at and kind of what you want to be discussing. December is going to be an interesting month because I do think I do want to take advantage of it to kind of really pass along the idea of kind of a reflection. It is kind of a year end, letting us all kind of wind down for the collecting year and then kind of resetting for 2021 in this case, and getting us into that next kind of step in terms of our respective collections. And I'm going to address that a little bit in the next pre-recorded video that I do. So you'll kind of see where my head's at on that and kind of the direction I'm leaning. But as far as the live streams are concerned, they're going to operate like normal. So that'll be it for me today. If you got any comments or questions, like I said earlier, you can put them in there. Otherwise, we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks very much.